Welcome back to this week's episode of Symington Says. I'm your host, Dawn Symington, and in the studio today we have Rick Cech. And we're talking about business tax returns and what things to look out for, and also how you can maximize your deductions. And using an expert like Rick Cech is definitely a way to go. He's been a CPA for 30 years. He and Judy are partners, and they're located in Sterling Heights. Rick, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So how important is it to work with a CPA or a qualified accountant?
Well, it's very important, and the reason that it's so important is because you're relying on these people to do a job for you. A good quote I go back to is a good CPA may cost you some money, but a bad CPA could cost you everything. And you have to have someone that can look at your numbers, can get you the financial information timely, and above all, someone that you can call and will answer your questions, or if they don't know it right off the top of their head, they will research it and get back with you with the right answers. Because your livelihood, your business, is based on how your business does, and if you don't operate knowing what the numbers are, how can you operate?
Sure. How can you tell if your preparer is qualified?
Well, first off, you would want to have a CPA. You can have an accountant that's non-certified. The problem is that there's no specific requirements that they had to meet in order to do your work. As a CPA, you have to have a degree, you have to be licensed by the state, you have 40 hours of continuing education each year, you have a year of internship, and generally you have a lot of experience.
As you have 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the deductions that are allowed for a business?
Well, for a business to deduct expenses, they have to be ordinary and necessary for that type of business. So whatever business you're in, your dues, your professional dues, your rent, your utilities for the business, vehicle expenses if you use a vehicle for the business or a truck, professional fees for your accountant, supplies, office supplies, telephone, advertising, pretty much anything that would be reasonable for that type of business to succeed.
Okay.
So if you're an architect and you were to take courses in dental hygiene, that would probably not be deductible. But if it's related to the type of business you're in, then it's deductible.
If I'm traveling and I'm in real estate and I'm traveling to Florida to look for properties in Florida, that would be an allowable expense. If I'm looking to expand my business to another territory.
Yes, if there's a legitimate business reason, or in other words, if you go to Florida and you look at one property in 2 weeks, that's probably not a reasonable, allowable expense. But if most of your time is spent looking at properties, then it would be, I would think it would be deductible.
Is there anything special that we should tell the viewers about travel and entertainment?
Well, with entertainment, travel, it is checked out more by the IRS than other expenses like rent and supplies, just because there's so much room for people to take advantage of it. For entertainment, it's deductible as long as it's ordinary and necessary, but on the entertainment, you have to list the date that you did the entertaining, where it was, what it was it a sporting event, was it dinner, was it lunch, who was there and what their title or their occupation is, and finally, what was the business purpose? As a CPA, when I meet with someone, it's usually tax planning or new business or something like that. You don't have to write a paragraph about what you discussed, but you do need to have some general idea of why you did it to help your business.
Is entertainment 100% deductible, or is it reduced to 50%? Like, for example, I want to take my clients on a golf outing.
Entertainment is 50%. So while you're paying 100%, you only get to deduct for taxes 50%.
Okay.
But one thing to keep in mind on entertainment, if you have a holiday party for your office staff, that would not necessarily be entertainment. That would be more office expense, and that way it's 100% deductible. But if you're just taking some staff out for lunch, then it's entertainment.
Okay. And then what about meals expenses? I believe that's also 50%. So I'm taking folks out for dinner.
Yes, meals would be the same as entertainment.
Okay. But if it was an office meeting, an all office meeting, mandatory, then I would deduct it under
meeting,
and then it would be 100% deductible?
because it's a meeting for all the staff. It's not really entertainment.
Okay. And then brought in lunch, for example, or something to that extent.
Yes.
Okay. What should a business owner do if they can't pay taxes that they owe?
Well, first off, they would probably want to sit down with their accountant and look at their budget, and if they don't have a budget, to develop one. But beyond that, all tax returns, whether they be payroll tax returns, corporate tax returns, partnership tax returns, should all be filed timely. And the reason being because the government assesses penalties that are greater for not filing a tax return than they do for not paying the tax.
Oh.
So you want to make sure you file your returns timely. They will work with you on negotiating some type of payment plan. And as long as you keep up your end of the bargain and file things timely going forward, make payments timely going forward, it's all workable.
If you don't do that, what are ways that the government takes their money?
They can put liens on your bank accounts. They can close your business. They can put liens on your receivables. And also, just being a corporation or partnership or LLC, the trust taxes, which are the taxes that you withhold from your employees' wages, those are not dischargeable in bankruptcy, and those can follow the owners and officers of the corporation or business.
Okay. In the past, I've done personal returns. Why would I need to switch? Why should I switch to a CPA?
I would say the main reason is when you're in business, you make money by doing what you do well in business. If you have unlimited time and you can research all the volumes of tax code to see what's deductible, what's not deductible, that's great. But your time is better spent doing what you do best. Also, the fact that if you miss something, the penalties that you may pay for doing something wrong may far exceed what the CPA would charge.
What services do you offer business clients?
Well, we do monthly and quarterly and annual accounting for the clients.
Okay.
We do tax returns for corporations, partnerships. We do payroll for a number of clients. We do business consulting. I'm also a CVA, so I value businesses, a certified valuation analyst.
Okay. And what are CVAs used for?
Generally,
Loans?
well, it can be loans. It can be someone buying or selling a business. They want to make sure that the value that they're paying or putting the business up for sale is in the right area. Also for estate or gift taxes. And finally, and regrettably, in divorce, because if one party has a business, that business has to be valued.
I see. That makes sense. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me or our viewers today?
Just that the most important thing you can have is a CPA that you can call and talk to, and that will take your calls, number one, answer your questions, be honest with you on what they see, whether it's good or bad, and someone you can work with.
And I can attest that you definitely take calls and answer questions. There's been a number of times that I've called you bouncing questions and thoughts, and my clients have as well, so I thank you for that.
Thank you.